The first trailer and title for Avengers Endgame dropped this morning. That's right, the fourth Avengers movie has been officially titled Endgame, and I personally love the title. It's the title that I never gave up hope that they were going to name it that. There was a few other ideas being thrown around, Avengers Annihilation, a few other names. I never gave up hope that it was going to be called Avengers Endgame. It was my favorite from the get-go. We have been looking forward to seeing a trailer for this movie since the end of Infinity War, after half of everyone in the galaxy, in the universe, whatever, vanished into nothingness. It was an amazing ending to an amazing movie, and I am looking so forward to seeing this movie. But without further ado, I'm going to break this trailer down for you guys, let you know what I found, what I thought, maybe some theories in there, and of course, as always, there is that potential for spoilers. This is all conjecture on my part, but let's get started. The trailer starts out with this shot of the Iron Man helmet, and you see Tony Stark reaching to turn it on. The music is really like depressing and just it makes you feel really bad, and I personally love that because they are riding that emotional roller coaster that they started us on in Infinity War. And you know, after half the universe was wiped out and just disappears into nothingness, it's great that they're continuing that that feeling even in the trailers. It's amazing. So Tony Stark is recording a message for Pepper Potts with the Iron Man mask kind of like scanning him. I don't know if it's a video message or an audio message, but it's still pretty cool. What I like about this is they are continuing right where Infinity War left off. I heard a theory that that Endgame, Avengers 4, was going to take place like 5 years after Infinity War, which I did not like that idea. Now there is some evidence to that idea, but this in particular just makes me think that it's going to take place right after it. What I find interesting about this shot is Tony Stark is on the Milano. This is the ship that, you know, Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy fly around in, of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and Infinity War. But if you remember correctly, all of the Guardians of the Galaxy, except for Nebula, disappeared after the snap. And of course, Rocket, but he's on Earth. So really, the only ones who are on this ship are Nebula and Tony Stark. And there's a shot coming up that's really, I really appreciate. It's a really simple shot, but I'll talk about it in a minute. But I like the fact that he's trying to get a message out to Pepper Potts and basically saying, you know, he's about to starve to death and suffocate because their oxygen is running out, which I find pretty interesting because the Guardians of the Galaxy never had a problem with getting from point A to point B in this ship. Nebula should know how to fly this ship. Iron Man, Tony Stark, not so much, but Nebula should know how to pilot this ship. She did fly a this kind of ship in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Just saying. There are some beautiful shots in this opening, like the shot of the Milano just kind of floating really slowly in space, as Tony basically says. Drifting in space is actually not as boring as it sounds, you know. I like this. It is depressing. This is not at all the end of Tony Stark. There's no way they're going to kill him off by suffocating and dying in the vacuum of space. That'd be the worst ending of their best character, the godfather of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's no way they're going to kill him off that way. So don't even think about that, you know. So the music kind of fades off as Tony Stark finishes his message, and it's pretty sad. But then it just picks up and it becomes really epic, and they show the Marvel Studios logo and like just ripping a scab off of a freshly healed wound. They make the text disappear like the Thanos snap. It's like, hey, we're still raw about this. Hang on, this is too soon. Then we get to this shot, and my goodness, this is a beautiful shot of Thanos' armor on that planet that he was resting on after the snap at the end of Infinity War, which was a great scene. I just love the reveal there, like, Thanos, we're not done with Thanos. And of course they gave us that promise at the end of Infinity War where it said Thanos will return, and I'm so glad that they're living up to that. They're not just going to be like, well, you know what, he's a one and done villain. I never expected them to do that, and I'm glad that they're not doing that. I just really hope that Thanos is still the main villain in this movie. I hope that they don't up it to Galactus or someone even more deadly. I want them to take care of Thanos. I want him to pay for what he did to the MCU. And Obviously, there's going to be some more. There's going to be some more death and loss on the good guys' side, and I'm just excited to see where they go with it. And who's gonna bite it and who's not. They're gonna undo a lot of what happened in Infinity War, but in a way that is gonna make other characters sacrifice themselves. I think, like Iron Man, probably Captain America, Thor. All the original Avengers are probably gonna die in this one. But you know what? I'm still excited for it. I do have to ask, though, how did he get his armor back, Thanos? Because the last time we saw him wearing this armor was on the Asgardian ship. At least the helmet. The shoulder pads and all this other stuff, I'm pretty sure he took that off there too, but I know the helmet, for a fact, was on the Asgardian ship. Unless that teleported with him in the Black Order when he zapped him off of the ship before it exploded. I doubt it, but... I gotta wonder, where did he get this armor? It's like a scarecrow, but it's still, where did he get it? Did he have it just remade? It's a really nitpick of a great shot, but still, I question it. Then we get a shot of Thanos walking through a garden or a meadow of some kind on this planet. I don't know what any of these plants are, obviously, because it's an alien planet. But if you look really closely, you can see that the gauntlet is still, like, fried. It's not in its most powerful state, and that's how I think they're going to defeat him. He's still going to have some power with the gauntlet, but it's not going to be as powerful, and that's how they're going to be able to defeat him, or they're just going to destroy it, or or like the comics, one of the Avengers, in particular Gamora, will probably wear it and undo everything, or just kill Thanos and then undo everything. Who knows? I'm just excited to see it. And I love the fact that you hear Black Widow saying Thanos did what he said he was going to do. He wiped out half the universe, 50% of all living creatures. That's exactly what she said. So I love the fact that they are still talking about it. Like, it's still the whole reason of this movie is because of what happened at the end of Infinity War, and I love that fact. I love that they're so tied together. I just wonder who she's actually talking to. There are several options. She could be talking to Captain America. She could be talking to Bruce Banner. She could be talking to Ant-Man, because at the end of the trailer, we'll talk about that later, he comes in. She could be talking to General Ross, for all we know. Who knows who she's talking to, but I'm very curious, because I doubt that she's talking to Captain America or Bruce Banner. She's either talking to Ant-Man or General Ross, or someone that's higher up in S.H.I.E.L.D. Obviously, Nick Fury is gone. He disappeared as well. So he's not around. Neither is Agent Hill. She could be talking to Hawkeye, because he does come back, and we'll get to that in a minute. So then we get the shot of Bruce Banner, just kind of being all sad, and he's looking at pictures of Scott Lang, Ant-Man, and Peter Parker, Spider-Man. But what we know from the end of this trailer is that Scott Lang is still alive, so I don't understand why he's upset about this. This is most likely before Ant-Man comes back, but still, I don't know. We get this shot of Thor in his Earth clothes. He looks upset. He actually looks like he's in a holding cell. It looks like there's a pane of glass in front of the camera. It looks like he's kind of like in this solitary confinement room with the texture on the wall behind him. I don't know what's going on. Maybe Thor just feels really bad and guilty for what happened because he didn't hit Thanos in the head. I don't know. Maybe he's imprisoned because he's not welcome on Earth, and that's what General Ross is still trying to do. He's still trying to get people, the superheroes, to be under government rule or something. I don't know, but I just find it interesting that he is here. It really does look like he's imprisoned. Here we see a shot of Nebula on the Milano, Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. And then this next shot, which is the shot that I was wanting to talk about earlier, you see Nebula kind of touch Tony Stark's shoulder very softly and gently, like, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I find this very interesting. I hope that they give Nebula a little bit more of a character arc in this movie. I mean, yes, they've given her some character arc, but I want more development of this character. I want her to be more of a good guy. I want her to really turn a corner and be like, you know what? The Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy are where I need to stand. Obviously, she made that choice in the last movie, but I'm also curious to see how they interact with each other, because those are two characters that I never thought would be interacting, and they're going to be interacting. The characters that we really want interacting are Tony Stark and Rocket and a bunch of other characters interacting with each other, but I never really expected Tony Stark to interact much with Nebula, but we're going to see that, which I'm excited about. So when I was first watching this trailer, I had no idea who this was. I was like, oh, a new character, and then they reveal it's Hawkeye. I don't know how I feel about his character introduction, at least in this trailer. It's a bit off. He seems a bit more like Michonne, which we have the actress who plays Michonne from The Walking Dead in Infinity War, and of course she will hopefully be in Endgame. Hopefully we'll see Wakanda again. I mean, that's where they all ended Infinity War. Hopefully they'll start there and then move on to wherever we're going, because it looks like they go back to the Avengers facility in upstate New York. But of course, Hawkeye is back. He's got a sword, and it's a really fancy sword, and he looks like he's killed a few people. I don't know if this is China or Japan. It's some Asian country, and I don't know why he's there, why looks like he's killed a few people. But Black Widow's there. I almost said Scarlet Witch. Scarlett Johansson's character. She's there, and it looks like went out to find him, and she did. She found him. I hope they don't have another fight, because neither of them are gonna die. It'll just be like, okay, come on, let's get past this. He does look like he's really upset. Maybe his family disappeared in the snap, and that's what's bringing him back into it. I think that would be interesting, because we got to know him and his family more in Avengers Age of Ultron. So that'd be nice to see kind of the return to that story. Be like, this is what happened. So Captain America is back in his Winter Soldier uniform, getup, whatever, which I find very interesting. And I didn't mention this in the first shot of Captain America when you see a tear rolling down his face, but he has shaved. So that makes me think, like, is this a lot of time passed by? Did he just shave right after the fight? Like, I gotta get rid of this. This is driving me nuts, because it reminds me of when we were fighting Thanos originally, and I don't know. It just throwing that out there. But if you look at Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, she still has the same hairstyle from Infinity War. Her hair's white. It's kind of straight and shorter. So I don't think much time has passed at all. So we get this conversation between Black Widow and Captain America saying, it's going to work, Steve. And Captain America says, I know it is, because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't. It looks like they're on a Quinjet of some kind. I don't know what kind of plan they're talking about. This is most likely after Ant-Man comes back and he tells them, I know how to get to the quantum realm, and we're going to go there and we're going to save everybody and bring them back or something. I don't know how it's going to go down, of course. But I have a feeling that this is after Ant-Man comes in and Hulk is there, or Bruce Banner. I'm excited to see what plan they're talking about. What I would find interesting, and what I'd be excited to see, is that they try one way and fail, and then have to regroup, and then try again, and then finally succeed. Like, they're trying everything that they can to undo what Thanos did, or find Thanos and defeat him and kill him, and they keep failing, but they finally succeed in the end. Of course, they're gonna succeed. This is the end game, right? So it's most likely the end of the first 4 phases of the MCU. After this movie, things are going to change drastically. We're going to get new characters. Obviously, Captain Marvel's going to be playing a big role in the next phase of Marvel movies. Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, all these characters that weren't in the initial phases of the MCU, which I'm excited about. And that logo animation was beautiful. I was watching it with so much anticipation. I had seen what the title was for the movie before the trailer came, before I was watching the trailer. So I was like, yes, Endgame, yeah, show it. That was pretty awesome. So the end of this trailer it's fun, and still it's hopeful, because Ant-Man comes in. He's excited. He's like, basically he's about to tell them, like, I know how to undo this. I know how to fix this. Because he was in the quantum realm when all this stuff happened, so he was either spared from the snap or he was never actually going to disappear from the snap. I don't know, but I'm assuming the quantum realm is going to play a big role in this movie. Otherwise, why would that be the way he ended in the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp? I think he's going to have a big role to play. And it's a great way to end the trailer, kind of on a hopeful note, like Ant-Man, he's going to know what to do. He's got this figured out, or he's going to help figure it out with Bruce Banner. Hopefully Shuri survived, because she could play a big role in undoing this stuff, because she's really smart. That would be great to see if she survived, because we don't know. We never saw her at the end of it. We never saw her disappear. We never saw her survive. Don't know what happened to her. I think M'Baku survived. I don't know if he'll play a role in this movie or not, but he's still alive, or still around in this universe. But yeah, I found this trailer to be very, very interesting. What I liked most about it is the fact that they hardly showed us anything. You know, they show us they show us like 3 or 4 scenes, really, and that's it. You know, we see the Iron Man scene, we see Thanos. We see Hawkeye for a very short amount of time. And then we see the Captain America and Black Widow stuff, with Ant-Man, of course, coming in. That's really all we get. There's hardly any action showed in this trailer. And it's still super exciting, because you know that some serious stuff is going to go down. And they will not release another trailer that shows anything to do with Captain Marvel until after Captain Marvel releases. Because you know Captain Marvel is going to play a big role in this movie. And they can't reveal that quite yet until after March. Early March, I think, is when Captain Marvel comes out. So I'm excited for that movie, because then we'll finally get more information on Avengers Endgame. So that'll be very important to see. I just wonder, because all the other Avengers movies have had a specific focus on a certain character. I think the first one is mostly about Captain America and, of course, Iron Man. Iron Man's always a focus in every single one. The second one, Avengers Age of Ultron, primarily focused on Tony Stark, Iron Man, because of, you know, he created Ultron, and then he's trying to create Vision, and he succeeds. Both. Kind of. And then Avengers Infinity War was primarily about Thanos. And of course, Tony Stark takes, you know, another spotlight, but Thor and Thanos were the primary focuses of the movie. And I appreciated them focusing primarily on Thanos, the villain, but Thor as the Avenger was the primary focus, because he was, in the end, the most powerful. He's always been probably the most powerful, but he pretty much almost takes out Thanos once he gets Stormbreaker and throws it at Thanos' chest, which he should have thrown it at his head, like he says. But I just wonder, are they going to focus on Hulk this time? Because I really want to see a rematch between Hulk and Thanos. I want to see a real rematch. And I really hope that Hulk shows up. I've seen some of the set pictures where, I don't want to get too much into it because that might be way too much spoiler, but it looks like Hulk is going to show up, because Mark Ruffalo is wearing what he calls a man-canceling suit. So basically it's like they could take him out and put Hulk in, or he's just there and Hulk in CGI gets replaced, or replaces him in there. So I'm just excited to see where they go with this movie. What I found so funny about this is I was literally watching Avengers Infinity War on my phone this morning while I was feeding Aubrey, right here, like 3 feet to my left. I was watching the end of Infinity War, because the second time I watched it this week, because I'm like, when is this trailer going to drop? I want to have a complete refresh on Infinity War. So I was watching it. Once I got done feeding her oatmeal, and I was just pouring out some Cheerios for her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to check YouTube and see what's going on. And there it was, Avengers Endgame trailer. I'm like, no way, I got to watch this. So I like shut down the movie and turned on the trailer, turned it all the way up, and I was watching it. I watched it like 3 or 4 times in the span of like 10 minutes. So my goodness, this trailer was amazing. I loved it. What did you guys think of it? Did you see anything that I didn't see? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded many videos lately. I really do miss doing this, but life just gets really busy. I actually took the day off today. I had no idea that the trailer was going to be dropping today, but I lucked out. But yeah, busy. Work has been busy. Life has just been busy, and I will be on the job hunt soon, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe next year, next January, this coming January, I'll be able to make more videos because I might be home a lot more often. Who knows? But we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be able to do more videos. I do have plans to do more videos. I really want to try this new project that I haven't really started working on, but, you know, I do have a Star Wars short film that I'm still working on. It's been almost 3 years that I've been working on it, so yeah, that's been taking up a lot of time, a lot of weddings that I've been shooting, so there's a lot of work that I still have to get done before I can really get back into the YouTube scene, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity to break down Avengers Endgame trailer because this is my most anticipated movie of 2019. I would say even more so, much more so than Episode 9 of Star Wars, because I wasn't a huge fan of Episode 8, The Last Jedi, but I am curious to see how they repair the damage that was done from The Last Jedi, in my opinion. But I've drugged this ending out a lot longer than I thought I was going to, so what did you guys think of the trailer? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified when we upload new content, and join that notification squad. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video eventually.